Today on Dr. Phil. Her husband's an addict.
He left our baby in an overheated garage.
100 degrees, screaming, crying. And when my sister was 2, fell flat on the concrete.
You left this person in charge of your children.
It's not happening every single day.
You know, serial killers don't kill somebody every day.
But mom claims it's her daughter who needs help.
I don't think Brinley is the problem.
She's getting into fights, sneaking out at night.
She's doing a lot of the mothering.
She is not. I am doing everything.
I always have a baby in my arm. I'm always feeding a kid.
She does help me when I ask for
You
help.
just said I don't help. Which is it?
Knock, knock.
Hi.
Hi, Brinley, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm okay. I wanted to talk to you before I ever talked to your mom and to Jonah. I need your help to help you because you need some help. You deserve some help. You're getting jerked around. Look, they've dragged you in here for me to rake you over the coals and read you the riot act about your misbehavior, tell you what a bad kid you are, straighten your ass up, and then send you guys home. That is not how I see this at all.
Okay.
They're talking about you running away, all of that. I was reading through this. I don't ask myself why you're running away. I'm asking myself why you come back. I'm going to just be straight with you and hope that you'll be honest with me. They say that you're kind of blowing off school, that you're running away, you go out and be gone for 2 or 3 days, you're vaping, smoking dope, some of that stuff. That is not good. You need to stop that behavior. You're smarter than that. You got every excuse in the world. You really do. Your mother, she's acting like your friend, not your mother. And if she's your friend, she's not a very good one. You got a drunk living in your house. Your mother chooses this drunk over you and the other children. You're the mother. You're raising these other children. That is not fair. I know you're happy to do it because you love them. And you're doing a good job, by the way.
Thanks.
And I'm here to fight for you, not with you. I don't know what you expected. I think you thought they were going to bring you in to see the principal, and I was going to tell you straighten up. And I do want you to straighten up. I want you to stop doing that stuff. And I'm going to help you. You're better than that. You're smarter than that. How frustrated are you?
Really frustrated.
What is
I'm stressed.
What does she say to you about bringing Jonah back in the house all the time?
I ask her not to. She tells me she likes to sober him. She says that she married to sober him, but when is he ever sober anymore? He comes back 4 hours later, drunk again. I beg her to, like, at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a month, let him straighten up. But she lets, as soon as he sends her a text saying, "Oh, I'm clean," or anything like that, right back in the house. A week later.
I've got him on tape saying he's not going to get sober or clean from drugs because he doesn't want to get sick. He's saying straight up, I'm not going to do that. I don't know what he's telling her, but he's telling us he ain't going to do it because he doesn't want to go through the withdrawal, doesn't want to get sick. She's paid for him to go to rehab twice. Money she should be putting in a college fund for you, for the other
Everything goes
kids.
to him. Everything goes to him.
You deserve better. What do you say to yourself about that?
It's just hard. It's really hard. I try to be there for my sister because she doesn't need to see that. She doesn't need to see them screaming. I take care of her. I make sure she doesn't see that. I've been seeing it since I was 6 years old. He's pushed my brother away. He was the only one. He used to take care of us. He used to be the one keeping me away from it, trying to keep me away from it. But he's gone. He's gone by now. I would have been gone by now if I had the chance.
Absolutely.
So he's made me lose my brother. A bunch of my friends are scared to come over. How many times my neighbors have seen cops at my house? It's embarrassing, and it's hard. I've been making police statements since I was 7.
That's not right. You know, she says she didn't want to be a single parent raising 3 children. Hell, she's raising 4 children.
He just adds, he's another child in the house.
Exactly.
I take responsibility for what I do. When I smoke weed, that's on me. I do that. But him, anything that goes wrong with him, oh, well, Brinley did this. Well, Brinley did that. Well, Brinley didn't do this. You're a grown-ass man. Take responsibility for what you do.
Well, he's asked you for weed, right?
Oh, yeah. He'll offer it to me, ask me where I get it, ask me where he can get some.
It's criminal. I don't mean that figuratively. I mean, that's criminal. That's contributing to the delinquency of a minor. It's endangerment of a child. And he's doing it in the home with other children. That's criminal behavior. And if your mother allows that to go on, that's criminal behavior. This has to stop, and I intend for it to stop, and I intend for you to be out of the pressure cooker.
Anytime Jonah steps out, I step in.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been raising them. I've been raising my twin sisters. I always have a baby on my arm. Always am feeding a baby. Always am changing a diaper.
Yeah, and they're 9 months old? Twins,
Yeah.
9 months old.
9 months old, yeah.
And where's your mother when this is going on?
She has work. She's either feeding one of the babies and I have one, or switch off.
And what does she do when Jonah's passed out on the couch? This is him around the house. He's fallen with the babies in his arms.
Oh, yeah. We take camping trips to Lava. My mom took my little sister to go, to take her to the pool. And she left me alone with him and the twins. Falling asleep, baby screaming, crying in his arms, and he's passing out. I said, just give her to me. I took care of both babies, got one baby down that night, and I was taking care of the other, changing her, doing everything while my mom was gone.
Did he forget one of the children in the garage?
Yep. Forgot one of the children in the garage while he was high and drunk.
100 degrees.
100 degrees, screaming, crying. Oh, and when my sister was 2, fell flat on her on the concrete.
Well, here's what your mom has to say about you, just so you know, which I didn't buy for a minute, which is why I'm here talking to you first.
My 15-year-old daughter, Brinley, has been a total teenage nightmare.
You just trouble.
Ugly. You look stupid. And you're a terrible mom.
She's getting into fights, vaping, smoking marijuana, sneaking out at night. It's actually killing me, and you're adding more stress to my life.
I can't wait for freedom, so that's why I just immediately act.
When I try to punish her, she just runs away. It's like she's punishing me for punishing her. She figured out she could fit through this tiny laundry room window over here. We put a piece of plywood so she could stop going out. We had to put a board in, siliconed it up here, and then here's the lock up here to stop it from opening this way. When you get back from running away, I just scream like a psychopath, and then it's over. What's your punishment? Last year, she was at a boy's house, and I called the police and told them where she was at. When the police arrived, she took off running from them, and they had to put her in handcuffs. She's been to the juvenile detention centers about 4 or 5 times. She told me that she loves going there because the guards are so nice to her, and she says they even call her daughter. I need to get my parenting skills in check, or Brinley's gonna continue heading down this road to nowhere.
Well, it's probably a break to go to juvie. I mean, at least you're not having to put up with all that. What do you think about what she's saying?
I think she's very fake. She says that this was all about Jonah. She said not one word about me except that I smoke pot and that I run away. That's all she said. That she said. She's crazy.
You got reinforcements now, okay?
Thank you.
We're going to deal with this together. But you understand, I want to be very clear, I don't endorse this behavior you're doing. You got to get that under control. And I want you to get your grades up because you deserve better. Okay? You know that I don't think you should be smoking dope and vaping and running away. I don't want you getting hurt out there.
Okay.
Look, I'm going to go talk to your mom now, and I'm going to be very, very straight with her.
She's never had that. Nobody can tell her wrong. She thinks she's in the right 100% of the time.
Yeah.
So.
Surprise, surprise. Okay. I'm going to be talking to Mom when we come back. I don't get it. I don't get what the hell you're thinking. I don't get what the hell you're doing. I don't get how you're making that okay. Do you consider him to be a danger? And later...
It's like having a fifth child at home that I'm looking after.
No, you're not. She's doing a lot of the mothering. She's changing diapers and feeding babies just like you are.
She is not.
She is not there doing anything.
Say hey to this courageous young woman, Brindley. Brindley and I just had a conversation backstage, which is kind of way out of order. It's not what we normally do, but I wanted to sit down and talk to her because I thought her mother and Jonah were seriously dragging her to the altar here, thinking I was going to straighten her up and then everything was going to be okay. I just don't believe that. I don't think that's what's going on. And so I was just straight with Brindley, and we had very clear understanding, right? Mm-hmm. And now I do want to talk to Mom. So can we bring Cassie out and let's continue on. Say hi to Cassie. Cassie, we'll put you right here. Cassie, I know you were upstairs and coming down and haven't listened, but I've just had a conversation with Brindley, and she and I were very straight with each other. And I think that right now, you're in a situation with a very dysfunctional family. Agree?
I agree, absolutely.
And there are problems. I think she is a symptom of the problem. I don't think Brindley is the problem. I think she's showing some signs of stress and the problem, but I told her, I don't wonder why she runs away, I wonder why she comes back. I seriously, I don't get it. I don't get what the hell you're thinking. I don't get what the hell you're doing. I don't get what the hell you're doing with this Jonah coming into the house time and time and time again. In fact, based on what you've told me about Jonah, having him in that home around those children is criminally negligent. I don't get how you're making that okay. Here's what I think is the real problem. Let's take a look at this and I'll let you respond.
I cannot live my life like this, Jonah. You need to make a decision. If you're going to be high, or if you're going to stay sober and be here for your family. My husband, Jonah, is a complete addict. He's addicted to Xanax, Klonopin. Within the last 2 years, I've sent Jonah to 2 different rehabs. He's relapsed after both. I have found alcohol bottles inside the couch. He's even hid alcohol in our vacuum cleaner. Our ceiling isn't finished above the water heater and stuff. So up in here, there's like spaces above the vents where he would hide the bottles up there too. A few years ago, Jonah was drunk, picked up our 3-year-old and was walking with her. You tripped and fell with her, and her face hit the concrete and bruised her entire cheek.
I'm very ashamed.
I am so stressed. I'm losing weight like crazy, and I'm losing my hair.
You don't have to be afraid.
I am afraid. I know I don't have to be, but there's nothing that can stop me from being afraid. I haven't been able to call it quits with Jonah yet because I remember the days when he was sober and how much I loved him.
Okay, so you get that he's seriously impaired.
I do, to a point. I see so many instances where he's not drunk or he's not so far gone like that. And every day I just keep hoping that more and more of those days are gonna come because he wasn't always like that.
Brindley describes you as being in denial about this. She didn't use that word. She just said you just keep believing him when he says he's going to get sober, right?
Yeah.
And do you consider him to be a danger?
It's not happening constantly. He's so charming and he's so believable. I want it to be true.
He's standing there stoned holding a baby, but he has some good days in between. And later, other than drugs and alcohol, he's a decent guy, right?
Yeah, he's wonderful.
Well, let's check his criminal history.
Oh my God.
Do you consider him to be a danger?
He can be.
I believe that he can be a danger to our kids, but it's not happening constantly, and so that's why I do believe him that he's going to get sober, he's going to get better, because when he says it when he's sober, he's so charming and he's so believable, and my kids love him so much. Like my 6-year-old loves him so much that I want it to be true.
He's not a danger every day. You know, serial killers don't kill somebody every day. Bank robbers don't rob every bank they drive by. You know, he left a child in the garage. It was 100 degrees outside. In the garage, that's enough to dehydrate and kill an infant in a matter of hours. But he had some good days in between. Okay, he fell with this baby, smashed her face in the concrete. He left the other one in a stroller in the garage for hours when it was 100 degrees outside. He's standing there stoned in that picture holding a baby, but he has some good days in between.
That's what keeps me going. That's what makes me want to believe that it can all go away, because it's not happening every single day, that I believe that he can be a good man again and get the help that he needs and get sober.
I'm sure he can be a good man again today. I am the incurable optimist, and I believe in the human spirit, and I believe that that man, like every other, can turn things around, but not on your watch, Mom. You have undivided loyalty, undivided responsibility to your children. He has given her weed. He has come to her to get weed.
He gives me excuses, but when he explains it to me, he says, she was begging, she was really tired, she couldn't sleep, and so I gave it to her.
She was tired, so he asked her for weed?
She asked him.
Oh, it's been the other way too.
And he said that he had asked her because he was trying to trick her.
It was 12 o'clock at night, probably. I was up, sitting on the couch, and he goes, "Did you smoke weed today?" And I was like, "No, or else I obviously would be sleeping." And he was like, "Well, do you want some?" And then weeks before,
and then you
months
took it,
before,
right? The edible from him?
Well, obviously, I smoke weed. I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
So he gave it to her?
Yeah.
And months or weeks before, he's asked where I've gotten it from, where he can get some.
Okay, let's freeze frame this for a minute. You just said that he's asked her for some and he offered her some and she took it. So he gave illegal drugs to your 15-year-old child in your home. Doesn't sound like much when you say it real fast. Let's slow down. He gave illegal drugs to your 15-year-old child in your home and then came and got in your bed.
I was not home that weekend. I was away with my twins.
You were home. You were home when he gave me weed.
I was not home.
Okay, hold on. Freeze frame. So you left this person in charge of your children?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
The two older ones, not the babies.
Whoa, Cassie, when you are in a hole, stop digging. Oh, whoa. Cassie says 3 weeks ago she kicked her husband Jonah out because his addictions have made him a danger to her children. Well, sometimes he's a danger to her children, but he has good days. We'll meet him after the break.
Cassie kicked me out, so I'm living with my mom.
I think that you choose your addiction over your family every day.
I'm afraid to stop because I'm afraid to get sick or withdrawal.
And you're more afraid to get sick than to lose us and lose your kids.
Yeah. Like I said, my addictions made me very selfish.
A month ago, Jonah was sitting in the kitchen with one of our twins. When I asked him where the other baby was, he got up frantically looking for her around the house and couldn't find her. I went out into the garage and she was sitting in her footy, sweaty pajamas in our stroller, and it was 100 degrees that day. Jonah said that he had taken marijuana edibles, but I think that he was on something a lot stronger that made him forget that he left our baby in an overheated garage that could have killed her.
Now, Brindley says she absolutely hates her stepfather, Jonah, and claims he's earned that because he refuses to get sober for their family. Now, just before the break, we confirmed that he gave illegal drugs to your underage daughter, and then you said you weren't there, you left him. You've described him as a glorified babysitter, your words.
As my roommate who co-parents with me.
Okay, so you've also described him as a hopeless, relapsing alcoholic addict. And he's your designated babysitter.
My mother lives down the street as well and was supposed to be coming in, checking in on them every single day. I was only gone for 3 days. I had my twins with me. And she was there going to be helping too. But my mother was down the street and that was the plan. I originally did not want to leave them with him, but...
But you did.
But I did.
Okay, so he's your designated babysitter. By the way, who did you turn down as babysitter?
My mother.
Is she a serial killer or something?
No.
Really, who did you turn down to say, okay, let me see, who can I have watch the kids? Let's see, he's left one in the garage at 100 degrees. He dropped one on the pavement and fell on her. He's an addict and an alcoholic, hides booze all over the house and says, oh, he's not interested in stopping because he'll make him feel bad. Yeah, he's good. That's the resume. Alcoholic, drug addict, doesn't want to quit, has put 2 children in physical danger. That's my guy. I'll put him in charge. Seriously? What?
She didn't want to go to my mom's. She told me that she was going to help and be there and let me know if anything went wrong.
Leaving them alone with him?
I trusted her and I wanted her to be happy. I wanted her to... I gave her the choice to stay home and help be with Jonah or to go have to stay at my mom's the entire weekend. And
I'm not leaving him
But other
alone
than
with
drugs
my
and
sister.
alcohol, he's a decent guy, right?
that when he's not drinking
Yeah.
or anything, yeah, he's wonderful.
Well, let's check his criminal history.
Oh my God.
May 6, 21, use of a firearm by restricted person, 3rd-degree felony, pending trial. 1/28/21, retail theft, shoplifting, misdemeanor, Class C. 8/11/20, possession of a controlled substance, misdemeanor, Class A. 12/24/19, retail theft, shoplifting, misdemeanor. 10/26/15, disorderly conduct, other misdemeanor. It goes back, we've got over 20 charges against him, most of which were convictions. Most of them are misdemeanors, 2 are felonies. There's a 3rd one pending. And then a fourth one, if I do my job as a mandated reporter for endangerment of children. So he has 2 felony convictions, 1 pending and 1 hanging in the air if I pick up the phone. This is the nice guy other than...
And they're all related to alcohol and drugs.
Oh, well, okay, okay, never mind.
Well, what I mean is like, it's that he has struggled with addiction for most of his adult life. And every single thing that he has been in trouble for, he has been intoxicated or been on something.
Yeah. Like the times he hurt your children?
Yes. And the times that he hurt my children.
He's told you straight up he ain't quitting.
I think that I'm in denial.
Have you been drinking today? Well, let's meet Jonah.
Right now, I have no relationship with Brindley. I'll say that I'm gonna stop drinking and doing drugs, and then I don't. Brindley is sick of hearing all the broken promises.
She sees you drinking and she knows about your addictions, and it is making her hate you.
Brindley is completely out of control. I think Brindley does blame me for ruining our family and all of her behavioral issues. I think it's just an excuse.
If he could beat the addiction as easy as we're telling him to beat it, that he would.
You're a grown-ass man. Take responsibility.
I think Cassie's parenting plays a huge part in Brindley's behavior. Cassie is a very reactive person.
If she's done something, like her behavior is out of control, I'm just constantly screaming or she's screaming back.
Obviously, I know the crap I do. I need to be punished for it.
Right now, I'm not living with a family. Cassie kicked me out, so I'm living with my mom. Cassie's taking care of the kids and the household all by herself.
I think that you choose your addiction over your family every day.
I'm afraid to stop because I'm afraid to get sick or withdrawal.
And you're more afraid to get sick than to lose us and lose your kids.
Yeah. Like I said, my addiction's made me very selfish.
The longest I've been sober was probably about 1.5 years, and that was like 10 years ago.
I don't want my girls growing up to marry a man like you. I don't want them to go through what I'm going through. If you can't get clean, the only other thing that I can do is get divorced.
Yeah, I want to get better for my family.
Why couldn't you have just stayed sober today after you woke up 3 hours ago?
Because of my anxiety.
Yeah, I'm desperate to do anything to get sober.
Jonah, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Have you been drinking today?
No, sir.
Drugs today?
My prescription, yeah.
Your prescription is Xanax?
Subutex, just
Subutex?
Subutex.
Why not drink today?
I don't know, because I'm taking this seriously. And
Drink yesterday?
Not yesterday, the day before, I did have a beer. Yeah.
Okay. I give it to you for being honest because you said on the tape, I don't intend to quit because I'm selfish and it would make me sick with withdrawal, which would be really rugged as much as you drink. And she said, so you're choosing your alcohol and addiction over your family? And you said, yeah, because this addiction has made me very selfish. So yes, I do choose my alcohol and addiction over you and the family.
Yeah, I do.
So he's told you straight up, he ain't quitting. There was a choice to be made. He made it. You lost. Do you have trouble hearing that? I mean, registering that in your brain? I mean, I know you hear it, but I mean...
I think that Brindley's right. I think that I'm in denial. I think that I want him to be clean and sober so bad for me and for my kids that I think that he's wrong, and I think that it can happen. I think that he can get sober, and I keep hoping every day. I don't want to get divorced and then him get sober, and a year later, and then what? He's been sober for 1 year, and I'm here stuck taking care of everything still. I don't know why I can't distinguish the difference. I'm taking care of everything now by myself without his help. It's like having a 5th child at home that I'm looking after, making sure he's not falling downstairs or something. And that, I feel like I'm doing that already. So
No, you're not. She's doing a lot of the mothering. The two of you, to the other children. She's changing diapers and feeding babies just like you are.
She is not. She's never home. She's never home. Her friends and Snapchat and Instagram is the most important thing to her. She is not there doing anything. I have to beg her or bribe her that she can hang out with friends while she's there to help me. I have to ask her numerous times to do something. I can't get her to clean her room. I can't get her to do anything. When she is watching a baby, she puts one of them in a bouncer, and she's back on a tablet or a phone. I hardly ever ask for help.
You just said I don't help. Which is it? Which is it?
You're missing the point. You're twisting my words. I can't get her to get out of her room to help me. Trust me, when there are times where I have to do something
why
and
she wouldn't want to come out of her room.
Well, I mean, I
can't
kicked Jonah
imagine
out.
that.
I mean, what more does she want?
I always have a baby in my arm. I'm always feeding a kid. When is she ever over? My grandma, she says my grandma helps. I hear her complaining about me 10 times a day that she don't do for her.
And that is true. And that is
So,
true.
and you're gonna say that Grammy helps more than me?
No, Grammy doesn't help more than you, but she is there helping. But she can't back up your story because she's never there either.
I even help more than him.
You do. But
As of late.
as of lately, yes.
Okay, so let me get your story straight. You said she doesn't do anything except she helps more than grandmother, and she helps more than Jonah, and she does have been helping of late, and so
Which goes to
she
show you
does
no one else
absolutely
is helping
nothing
me.
except
Right.
she helps more than everybody else.
But this is like 10%. I am doing everything. Everything is on me. But when I say she helps more than them, that shows you how little they do for me, because she's not doing very much. And the reason why I can tell you that is because when we were in family therapy, she expressed that my grandmother or my mother tries to put pressure on her that because he's gone, she needs to step up and help me. That is not right. She is my 15-year-old daughter, and it's not her fault that we had twins. It's not her fault that another baby came into this family, and I don't want to put that on her, and so I don't. And I do not, and she says, Mom, she'll ask me sometimes, do you need anything from me before I go hang out with my friends? And I'll ask her, and she'll do it, and then she'll take off, and, little things here and there. Hold one baby for me while I bathe the other baby. But I try not to, I'm not putting it on her because she says it's very stressful for her, which it should be, and I shouldn't be asking her to step up because my husband's gone. It's not her job to take care of the children. So I'm not putting her down for not helping me more at all. She's my child too, they're not her children. But she does, in order to leave, she will ask me, what do I need? She does help me when I ask. A lot of the time she does.
Which
but
is
I never,
it?
I hardly ever ask for help.
You just said I don't help. Which is it?
Okay.
Which is it?
You're missing the point. You're twisting my words.
Well, may I say something here?
Yes.
You do deserve a husband that helps you, and you don't have one. Because he told you he made a choice and you lost. And she is there, and she does help. I don't know how many percent you want to assign it. It probably would be more if you didn't call her bitch and little when you're mad.
She says she hates me, wishes she would have gotten an abortion with me, pulls me by my hair.
All of which you admit.
Oh, I pulled her by her hair, but I didn't tell her I wish I would have had an abortion.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Well, Sandy says her daughter Cassie is an awful parent, a total narcissist, and takes zero blame for anything. Well, so who is Sandy? Well, it's her mother. We'll add her to this conversation after the break because I'm going to get to a conclusion here. It's going to have a verb in my recommendation because I have a duty here. We'll be right back.
Brinley is supposed to be on Zoloft for depression, but Cassie allows her not to take it. I don't feel like my granddaughter's behavior is going to get any better until her parents get their act together.
We're out of time for today, but there was so much more to cover. So here's a sneak peek at what's happening next time.
Tomorrow,
Jonah is a total alcoholic. I honestly hate him.
a mother must choose her husband
My therapist was telling me, your marriage is supposed to come first.
Before your children,
Yeah.
or her kids.
You're taking care of 4 kids plus him.
I need to ask him to leave, but I can't.
there is no lifeguard on duty at this dysfunctional hellhole of a home.
That's tomorrow.
You do not want to miss that. Cassie says she will do whatever it takes to fix her broken family. But is she willing to choose her children's safety over her drug-addicted alcoholic husband? Plus, we'll meet Cassie's mother, Sandy. Now, she wrote to me 68 times looking for help with her granddaughter Brinley's out-of-control behavior. But this is one smart granny, as she says Brinley's behavior will never change until her parents do. She, like me, says Cassie must prioritize Brinley and her other children over her husband Jonah and stop choosing a man who refuses to get sober. Now, I've just begun to dig into what I believe are some seriously questionable and dangerous life choices these parents are making, and the damage they refuse to see they are doing to all these children. All of that and more is going to be dealt with next time. Now, I want to thank my guests today. For more information about today's episode, or if you'd like to be on the show, log on to drphil.com and check out my Facebook group called Dr. Phil Fanatics. That's PHAN. It's a private group for superfans where you get all the latest Dr. Phil news first, and I even pop in there from time to time to say hello and join the discussion. Now, I've launched a brand new season of my podcast, Fill in the Blanks. I'm on part 4 of Toxic Personalities in the Real World. In this episode, I dive into communal narcissist as well as finishing up on malignant narcissist. Listen to Robin's podcast, I've Got a Secret, with Emmy Award-winning TV host, chef, and author Daphne Oz. Hear more about Daphne's secret to success and how to create a balanced and healthy lifestyle. Thank you. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.